Hey, are you interested in real estate investing, but you don't know how to determine if a potential property is a good investment, or what we like to call, you're not sure how to run the numbers on the investment? There's a lot to consider: property insurance, taxes, capital expenditure, maintenance, property management, all those things. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you step by step in under 5 minutes how you can run the numbers on any property, single family, small multifamily to large multifamily, and determine if it's a good deal or not for completely free. You don't have to pay for any subscriptions, any expensive software, any of that. And without further ado, I'm gonna sit right there in my office chair, share my screen with you, and show you how to run the numbers on an investment property. All right, my friend, well, welcome inside of my computer. And like I said, I'm gonna show you for free in under 5 minutes of how you can run the numbers on any property. And again, this works for single family all the way up to multifamily. This is exactly what I've used. So here's what you're gonna need. Number one, the best thing, you can use Zillow to find properties, and there's other things you can use. Go network with the real estate agent or real estate broker, get on their MLS. Okay? When it comes to determining the potential rent, because I'm gonna show you how we fill this in here, you can use things like rental meter, which you can use for free a little bit. I don't personally pay for this, but really real estate agents and brokers are going to be the best, and your property manager is going to be the best determinant on rent. I don't pull any of these. I can pull comps. Full disclosure, I do use CoStar. It's $500 a month. You really don't need it if you're just starting off. It's a great source of data for properties and all that underwriting reports, all that fancy stuff, right? You don't need that. So if you want to know how much rent can I get in the area and you're a brand new newbie, again, a good real estate agent will be able to tell you that. A good property manager will be able to tell you that. Rental meter is something you can pay for. I do not. You can do a couple times for free. So you go get calculator.net, rental property calculator, free. I don't like the fancy ones. I don't like the apps. Simple, free. I use this one for everything. Purchase price, $250,000. Down payment. Most investment properties require you to put 20% down. So just assume 20% down. A lot now require more. Okay, a lot now require more. I'm gonna walk you through exactly what I got for this. Okay, so 20% down to be safe. If you really wanna be safe, put 25%, but always shoot for 20%, okay? Interest rate I paid, you're gonna be mad at me, especially if you're looking to invest now. I believe I paid 3.3%. Okay, I'd have to double check it, but 3.3%. So it was over almost 2 years ago now, right? Long term, because it was a single family, 30 years. On my apartments, I get 25 years, and this is fixed rate throughout the 30 years, so it's really nice, okay? Closing cost. This depends on the property. And I've seen other videos where like, I pay nothing in closing costs. I don't know how, right? On multifamily, we pay probably like 2% of the purchase price in closing costs, right? On single family, a little bit less, but are you using a mortgage broker? If you're using a mortgage broker, they get paid. They're professionals, right? You got to pay to play with them, okay? So be safe, go 2%. Rather be under one, because you got to remember there's closing costs to buying real estate, right? There's closing costs to buying real estate. So let's go 2% to be safe, $5,000, okay? Monthly rent, we get $2,400 a month in rent there. Now, right away, there's what's called a 1% rule, okay? And this is just one of those things in real estate. Don't be restricted by this, right? If you don't get 1% of the property's value in rent, it's a bad buy, it won't work. For most instances, that can be true. But look at this area. This is a lovely area. It's a great property, great home. If this is accurate, I've made $30,000 in equity each year. Is that worth maybe not the highest amount of cash flow? It's up to you. It depends on your goals, right? I would say to be safe, yes, I would agree. If it's not at least 1%, so if this isn't at least 2,500, you might want to reevaluate it. Okay, and I can show you other properties where I get $2,400 a month in rent. I paid $180,000, but everyone's different. Don't automatically rule it out. Now, if I could only get $1,200, don't even look at it, right? Because it's not going to factor out. And as you get bigger and bigger into multifamily, it becomes so much easier. So there's always a way to make something work, and just depends on your goals. So safe rule, 1% or closer, but then look at the area. Is the area booming? Is it going up in value? Is it
Is your equity going up significantly? Those are things to consider. Like Las Vegas, Nevada, we own a property there. You're not going to get 1%, but property values increased 30% last year, right? So trust your gut, speak to professionals, decide your goals. Vacancy rate. This property, we essentially have a 0% vacancy. Tenant moves out, we have a wait list of people who want to rent in that city. So again, great, right? Always to be safe, 5% vacancy. Just remember, such an important tip, run the worst case scenario numbers. You have to be objective, not subjective. With investors, they'll want to fudge numbers to make it work. You have to be objective, okay? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Assume a 5% vacancy, depending on the area. If it's an area with higher vacancy, and again, this is where a property manager will be able to help you. That's why you need a property manager. Don't try to do it yourself. It might be 8%, it might be 10%. I don't invest in any area that would be above 5%, because also vacancy too, you have to consider paying late payments, missed payments, right? You just have to factor in. So safely 5%. Management fee, we pay 8%, okay? I've seen anywhere from 5 to 12%. I think 8% is great. Whoops, 18 was crazy, okay? So we got our top part filled out. Use a loan, yes, okay, 20% down. Interest rate, nowadays you're looking at that. It's crazy, it's crazy. 30-year term, if it's not a 30-year term, like on my commercial one or my multifamily, I get 25-year terms, update that. Boom, 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 boom. Annual increase, I don't pay too much of potential of that, because like, look, last year was like that amount of increase, right? So I just leave that as it is. All right, property tax. Don't be lazy. And don't you dare ask the real estate agent or the broker, because their job's to sell you real estate. They're going to paint the best case scenario. Go on the city. So watch this. Boom. Royal Oak City Tax Assessor. Bam. Bam. Phone. You call. Hi, my name is Tony. Whoops. Hi, my name is Tony. Mr. or Mrs. Tax Assessor. Here we go. Phone number right there. They know me at that office. I'm thinking about buying 2939 North Vermont. I'm thinking about paying X amount. How much would my taxes be? Don't be lazy. Don't skip that step, because in certain states, and Michigan being one of them, property taxes, what's called uncapped when things get sold. They get, I can't explain it any simpler than they go up, right? They go up, and they can go up to the purchase amount. So right now on Zillow, it might be listed $3,000. You're like, oh, I'll put in $3,000. No. Once you purchase and that purchase price gets disclosed for single family, it's out there, right? It's out there. You can't hide it. The assessor can go in and assess it based on the value. So call the tax assessor, get the number, speak to them. Now, sometimes they'll be like, well, it's an estimate. That's fine. Estimate, say, what's my highest, worst case scenario numbers? You plug it in. I think mine went all the way up like 7,500. It's a big increase. Multifamily, there's ways around this. If you want to learn those tips and secrets, I'll show it to you in a different video. Multifamily is a little bit different with this. Comment below if you want to learn, okay? If this is helpful, comment below. Taxes and insurance, depends on the area. Go get an insurance broker and ask them to bid it out. Don't you call, remember, we want to run real estate like a business. Don't you call all these places and all these quotes, because you're not going to know who's going to want to insure what. Right? Certain places, we used to pay so much more for insurance than we should have, right? And little tip, you want 100% replacement cost. So if poor 2939 North Vermont burns down, and God forbid, everyone gets out safely and gets their pets out safely, whatever, right? But the building is gone, completely wiped off the face of the earth. I'm going to get 100% replacement cost, right? So don't, certain things in life you don't go cheap on. The person you're going to spend your life with, your lawyers, and your insurance, right? So I believe my insurance was right about $800. In a bad area, like you go, I'm from Detroit, you go in the heart of Detroit, Michigan, you might be paying $1,500 a month, right? It just depends. Just depends. So this is all, this is all annual, okay? HOA fee, we do not have an HOA. Maintenance. Get a property inspection. Look at the big ticket stuff. Right? Look at, there's routine maintenance, there's capital expenditures, roofs, basements, foundations, big ticket items that only occur every 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Routine maintenance, things break. This home was built in 1950s, man. It's older than my dad. It's an old home. That's what Michigan is. It's a lot of, especially in these nicer areas, these were developed, 1949. Old. It's going to break. Things break. Don't be a bozo and put zero because my tenants are going to be good. No, $1,000 a unit. Single family, I assume 2,000. Okay. Here's something else to consider. Capital expenditures. Some people say 10%. Some people say they want to do 10% of the rent, right? So to be super safe, 2,400. Once we get to multifamily, I do 1,000 per unit. So like my 16-unit apartment we're closing on, I'm assuming 16,000. Okay, 16,000. Other costs, do 10% for CapEx. Okay, CapEx, those big ticket items. You might be wondering, but Tony, what if nothing breaks? Then I can go spend that money, right? No, just keep it stocked away, because then when something does break, it can be a huge expense. You need to put money aside for this. Okay, these are all annuals. Next thing you have to consider, utilities. Utilities is something I didn't think about in the beginning. Trash, water, sewer, electric, gas, snow, ice. If you're in Michigan, if you're in Florida, you don't have to deal with that. But pests, all that stuff. On multifamily, you can't make the tenants pay for that. On single family, on a single family home, we write our leases because, again, we invest in higher end areas where the tenant's responsible for that. Why do we do that? Because we want pride of ownership. You want someone who's going to come there and treat it like their home. So we make them responsible for everything, right? They're responsible for the wall and upkeep and all that. On an apartment, you can't do that. You cannot do that. So you got to go get bids for that. I assume about $250 per unit for pests and trash and all that. Utilities, you have to look at the former owner's bills. Part of your due diligence is due diligence means checking facts, right? Don't ever go off the broker's pro forma. Okay, a broker might send you a pro forma and say, here's what's projected. Here's a pro forma. You want to see? Bam, here's a pro forma. This is my 16 unit, okay? These are all confirmed numbers, but look at the difference of the single. I think it's really cool to show you. Comment below if this is helpful. Really cool to show you. Look, advertising, because we got to advertise on apartments.com. Single family, you don't have to do that, put it in Zillow. Insurance, a lot higher. Legal accounting fees, you don't have that on a single family, but you have to evict somebody, right? Building maintenance, what did I say? 16 units, $16,000. Taxes confirmed with the city. Look at that. Year one, 12,000. Year two, they shoot up to 17,500 because of the uncapping. How does Uncle Tony know that? He picked up the phone and called the tax assessor. That's what you want to do. Utilities, 15 grand for utilities, not including snow, trash, and pest control. Pest control, bed bites from bed bugs. Whatever else. Michigan's pretty cool. We don't have reptiles and crazy stuff, locusts, right? But if you're in Florida, you're going to have some nasty stuff going on there in the bayou, right? Or if you're down in the bayou in Louisiana, you're going to have creatures, right? Michigan's cool. We don't have too many creatures, but still, 3,000. Single family, whoops, back to my single family, there's zero. So know the difference. Multifamily, if you want me to walk you through a multifamily property, let me know. But don't you dare just assume zero utilities until you confirm with the agent and you confirm with the property manager for the lease, okay? I would at least just put a fudge factor of $500. $500 for something random in there, okay? Value appreciation, 3%. You don't have to really worry about this. It'll show you what it goes up with, but that's all determinate. Let's run the numbers. Bam, shoots it out. Shows your income, right? Your income. 2,400. Your mortgage, remember your mortgage is comprised of 4 components. Property, well, your mortgage is comprised of 2 things, principal and interest. Principal is paying down the actual debt of what you borrowed. Interest is how the bank makes their money, right? Taxes and insurance. So this breaks it all down. So mortgage is your principal and your interest. Vacancy, 5%. Management fee, property tax, insurance that I pay, you probably pay it annually, right? HOA, remember I use that as a fudge factor. There is no HOA. Maintenance, other costs, cash flow, $413 a month. Pretty good. Goal is $100 free and clear per unit. Now, look, if I take all these numbers out, this is where rookies make a big mistake. They're like, there's no maintenance. There's no other costs. There's no fudge factor. And property taxes, Zillow says $3,500. And vacancy, no, I'm going to keep it filled. Whoa, $1,300. This is great. It is great, but La La Land is great. And then reality comes, right? And a stove breaks and it sits vacant for 2 months. Or a tenant moves out. They're a lovely tenant, You have a new tenant to go in, but you got to paint it. You got to, clean things up. They had kids and they touched the walls and all that stuff, right? Whatever. Dude, you got to factor in things for this. This is real estate investing. This isn't stock investing. Stock investing, you just click. This is real, right? It's real. You have to factor that in. So, right, look at the difference of that. I didn't show you the cash on cash return for the other numbers, but I'll be honest with you. Ideally, I like to see an 8 to 10% cash on cash return in year one, but I'm in it for the long haul, man. And I can talk to you about this in the other video. But I'm in it for the long haul. I'm looking at my money 20 years from now, not today. I don't care if it's a 6, 7, 8%. I buy in good areas. Royal Oak, Michigan, I know is only going to go up and up and up and up in value. So I'm not super concerned on $400 or $1,200 is nice, but I'm not super concerned on that. So you have to know what's right for you. Okay. So, hey, that's how you run the numbers. I try to keep it short, clear, and concise. You can literally do this in under 60 seconds with a property. So quick takeaways. Do your homework, do your due diligence. Don't trust anything anyone tells you. Double check, call tax assessors, call vendors, call the property managers, ask questions, ask what's included in the lease versus what's not, so you can run the numbers properly. If you want to learn how to do it on multifamily, let me know, leave me a comment below. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, if this was helpful, leave me a comment below. Let me know, do you have questions about running the numbers? Post them, ask them. Don't overthink it. Don't be paralysis by analysis. At the end of the day, you're going to learn by getting into it and buying a property.
So I have a couple quick things I want to remind you. Number one, if you enjoy the content, wherever you are, if you're on Spotify, Apple iTunes, if you're on YouTube watching this, be sure to hit the thumbs up, leave a review, drop a comment so we know, did you like it? Did you not like it? We're trying to make all this better for you, so we want to hear from you. If you're interested in learning more about what we're doing, I have 3 things for you. Number one, you can grab my book, The New Rules to Financial Freedom. It sells for $19 on Amazon. It's literally how I went from working in a job to owning now 131 units of real estate by building my business first and then investing. You can get it for absolutely free in the link below. If you're more interested in the real estate investing side of it, I have a free masterclass that we charge $3,000 for as a live event. You can get that absolutely for free in the link below. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one to help you grow and scale your business and then start to learn how to invest into real estate for the long-term financial freedom game, in this section here, there'll be a link for my coaching application. Fill that out. We can get on a call, see if you'd be a good fit. Or if you need anything at all, shoot me a direct message on Instagram, Facebook, or shoot me an email. Let me know what you need help with, and I'm here to help. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.